Have you ever wondered how this super cool fishing rod can be so strong and still feel as light as a feather? It's like magic, right? Well, it's not magic, it's carbon fiber. And today we're going on a fun little adventure inside a factory in Taiwan to see how these amazing fishing rods are made. We'll see how this material, yep, it's the same stuff they use in sports cars and spaceships, that is turned into the perfect fishing rods. And stick around, because we'll even test how much weight it can handle. Spoiler alert, it's stronger than you think. So grab a snack, kick back, and let's dive into the world of carbon fiber fishing rods. Alright, let's start with the basics. This right here is carbon fiber fabric. It doesn't look like much yet, does it? But trust me, this stuff is what makes fishing rods both super strong and incredibly light. Here's the cool part. The carbon fiber is actually kept in a freezer. Why? Because it helps keep the material fresh and strong before it's used. Kind of like how we keep ice cream from melting, except this is way less tasty. Once it's ready to go, the fabric is cut into the exact shapes needed for each rod. Think of it like cutting cookie dough. Precision is everything here, because even a tiny mistake could mess up the rod's performance. And there you have it. These pieces might not look very exciting right now, but they're the first step in creating something amazing. Ready to see how they get their shape? Let's go. Now that we've got the carbon fiber fabric ready, it's time for one of the most fascinating parts of the process: layering and wrapping. This is where the fishing rod starts to take shape, literally. Each piece of carbon fiber is wrapped around a metal mold, kind of like wrapping a burrito. But this isn't your lunch. It's the secret to giving the rod its strength and flexibility. Every layer has to be positioned perfectly, because that's what makes the rod so reliable when you're out fishing. See this tool? It's used to smooth out the fabric and remove any air bubbles. Why? Because even a tiny bubble could weaken the rod and cause it to snap under pressure. And we don't want that happening when you're reeling in a big catch, do we? Now, here's a fun fact. Once the carbon fiber is wrapped, they add something called OPP film. You might have seen this stuff used in food packaging before, but here it's used to keep everything in place and give the rod a smooth finish during the baking process. It's kind of like giving the rod a snug little jacket. Look at that, these molds might not look like fishing rods just yet, but they're getting closer. And trust me, this is where the magic really starts to happen. Next up, we're taking these molds into the oven to solidify all that hard work. Let's check it out. All right, here's where things really heat up literally. These molds, wrapped tightly with carbon fiber and OPP film, are now ready for the baking process. This step is super important because it's what turns the soft layers of fabric into a solid, sturdy fishing rod. These ovens don't just get hot, they get really hot. We're talking around 120 to 200 degrees Celsius, depending on the design of the rod. This heat activates the resin within the carbon fiber, making it hard and durable. Think of it like baking a loaf of bread, except this bread can handle 10 kilograms of weight. During the baking process, the carbon fibers and resin bond together to create a material that's both lightweight and incredibly strong. And here's a fun fact. This same process is used in making sports cars and even airplanes. So, your fishing rod has some pretty impressive relatives. Once the molds are baked, they come out looking pretty much the same as they did when they went in. But on the inside, they've transformed into solid carbon fiber rods. And now comes the fun part, peeling off the layers to reveal what's underneath. Peeling off this film is kind of like unwrapping a present. And who doesn't love that? Beneath the film, you'll find the raw carbon fiber rod, which already has its shape but needs a little more work to be perfect. Now, these raw rods might not look super fancy just yet, but they're about to get a major glow up. The next step is all about smoothing out the rough edges and making sure they're ready to shine. Let's dive into that. Now that the rods have taken shape, it's time to make them look and feel as good as they perform. Welcome to the finishing stage where the magic is all in the details. The first step here is polishing. See that rough surface on the rod? That's completely normal after baking. But it's not quite what you want in your hands while fishing, right? This polishing machine removes any imperfections and gives the rod a sleek, smooth surface. Once the rods are polished, they go through a meticulous inspection. Every inch of the rod is checked to ensure there are no flaws, cracks, or weak points. Remember, even the tiniest defect could mean trouble when you're reeling in a big catch. Next up, it's time to assemble the rod. This is where the raw carbon fiber rod turns into a proper fishing tool. Handles, reel seats, and guides are attached with precision to ensure everything is aligned perfectly. And these handles? They're designed to give you the perfect grip, even if your hands are wet. No slippery rods here. And of course, we can't forget about the final touch, customization and branding. Whether it's a slick black finish or a custom logo for a pro angler, this step gives each rod its unique personality. It's like dressing it up for the big game. Now the rods are looking sharp and ready to go, but we're not done yet. Before these beauties can hit the water, they've got to pass one final test, proving their strength. Let's see how they hold up. All right, here we are, the ultimate test of strength. These rods may look sleek and lightweight, but can they handle the pressure of a big catch? Let's find out. This testing station is designed to push each rod to its limits. Right now, we're adding weight to see just how much it can handle before showing any signs of strain. And let me tell you, these rods are tougher than they look. Look at that bend. This isn't just about strength, it's also about flexibility. A good fishing rod needs to bend without breaking so you can fight that fish and win. And there it is, 10 kilograms of weight. That's about the size of a small dog. Imagine reeling in a fish that big. This rod isn't just strong, it's a beast. After the test, every rod is inspected to make sure it passes with flying colors. If there's even the smallest crack or weakness, it won't make it out of the factory. Only the strongest rods get the green light to be shipped out to anglers around the world. And that's it. These rods are officially ready to hit the water. From freezing cold carbon fiber sheets to bending under 10 kilograms of weight, every single rod goes through this rigorous process to make sure it's the best of the best. But the real test? That's up to you when you take it on your next fishing adventure. Now that the rods are strong and ready, it's time to give them some personality. Welcome to the customization and branding stage where each rod gets its unique finishing touch. First up, painting. Whether it's a classic black, a bold red, or even a custom metallic finish, every rod is coated with high-quality paint to make it stand out. It's like giving the rod its signature style. Next, we add the logos and decals. These aren't just for looks, they're also a mark of quality. Each brand takes pride in its craftsmanship, and this is where they show it off. For special orders, some rods even get laser engraving. Imagine having your name or a custom design etched onto your rod. It's like turning a high-performance tool into a work of art. This stage isn't just about making the rods look good, it's about giving them character. Every color, logo, and detail tells a story, whether it's for a professional angler or someone just starting out. Once the customization is done, the rods are packed up and ready to head out into the world. From the factory floor in Taiwan to fishing spots all over the globe, these rods are built to perform and look amazing while doing it. And there you have it, a fishing rod that's not just strong and functional, but also one of a kind. Ready to land your next big catch? Thanks for joining us on this awesome adventure through the world of carbon fiber fishing rods. If you enjoyed learning about this incredible manufacturing process, be sure to hit that like button and let us know your favorite part in the comments. Was it the baking, the polishing, or the strength test? And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss our next deep dive into how amazing things are made. Stay curious, stay inspired, and we'll see you next time.